tell you a little bit about the man behind the camera. This is Lorian. Yep, there he is. So Lorian is our content director over at Chris Moore Speaks at Dealmaker Wealth Society, and very, very talented creative artist, video editor, graphic design, all of those things. There he is, right? But the thing that holds Lorian back, and used to, not anymore, because we've talked about this and we've been focusing on it very intentionally, and that's really how to rise to the next level. When you're really good at something and you're a really talented technician or operator, how do you get the same quality output of when you do something, but through somebody else's efforts, right? And that's part of going back to what we learned in that book, Wink and Grow Rich, like Wink and Grow Rich, instead of Think and Grow Rich, Wink and Grow Rich, is he talks about how he became a better plumber. And you have to read the book to understand it. So just whatever you do, stop, go buy that book on Audible. It's a British parable about a 9-year-old boy who gets lost on his way to the well of wealth. Go listen to it. It's like $10. It'll change your life. Back to Lorian. I told him that we have to be able to get to the point where you're able to have that same high quality output, whether it's a video or some sort of design, but by doing it through somebody else's efforts. To rise to the next level, you have to be able to duplicate the success that you would have if you did it yourself through somebody else. So I told him I want him to be a better project manager, somebody better at assigning tasks, somebody better at being extremely clear so they can get...
Warning affected area ahead. Please proceed.
Evidently where we're going is a freeze warning. This is exciting. But he needs to get better at focusing on teaching rather than doing, leading rather than doing himself, helping people grow so he can grow, right? You can only grow as big as the fishbowl that you're sitting in. We need to get to a bigger fishbowl, right? So being a better leader, being someone better at assigning work, being better at focusing on the proactive tasks and not letting reactive things get in his way, and been working on getting stronger quality by using somebody else's efforts. So for you, the same exact thing exists, right? Think about what you do. And when you are a very talented artist or technician or operator or marketer, salesperson, to get to the next level, you have to increase the output. You have to increase the value that you could bring the world without having to just use your own time and your own skills. It's time to be a leader. It's time to lead other people and have them come to the same output, the high quality product that you can create when you do it yourself, but through somebody else's effort. So there's a lot of ways to do that, obviously. Number one is just being aware of it, saying, hey, for me to get to the next level, I need to start leveraging other people's time and effort rather than just my own. Instead of me doing, I need to teach, and I need to lead, and I need to become more of a project manager, and I need to be building up my team around me, because your output can never be as high by yourself as it could be in numbers. And we talk about this in deal making with bolt-on acquisitions. 1 + 1 = 3. I know this doesn't make sense to you, but it really does. When you take two businesses and you bolt them together, you can get a lot more revenue than just the two businesses' revenues when they're separate, right? So maybe one business is doing $100,000 in sales revenue, the other business is doing $100,000 in sales revenues, but when you put them together, they could have $300,000 in sales revenue. And the way that works is there's lots of cross-selling that can be available. There's lots of cost synergies. It can be much more profitable. Same thing when you braid a rope together. Those 3 strands of braided rope can pull like the strength of 6 ropes, rather than the one individual strand only has the power of the one rope. I hope that makes sense. But the whole goal is to be able to get to the next level, you've got to be able to duplicate the success that you're able to do with your own efforts through other people's efforts. So stop doing, start teaching, start leading, start focusing on building a team around you, and start honing in on the quality. Get it to the point where you're giving such clear direction that you can get exactly what you want back at one time with one day, right? Think about working with people maybe overseas in the Philippines, or maybe an area that has a lot of virtual assistants. A lot of these people are extremely talented. They're specialists in their field, probably better than you are at it. They do it all day, every day. They love to have the work. They're very reliable. They're wonderful people that have a lot of really aligned goals and morals and values as we do. I mean, exactly the same people as we are. They're willing to do the work for a lot less. Why not go and work with these virtual assistants and these specialists over in the Philippines and have them do it? We use lots of people overseas to do this work with us and build a team around them and make them feel like they're a part of the team and treat them with respect. And when you're dealing with somebody who maybe English is not their native language, you have to learn how to really be clear in your instructions. You got to learn how to say things in a way that they're going to understand it. You have to be able to give a lot of visual references and video references and teach people the way they need to be taught. And that's part of being a better leader. That's part of being able to do this. You have so many people that you've probably met, or maybe this is you, listen up if it is, who said that doesn't work. I've tried that. I've done that. I've tried to outsource, and I'm the only one who can get the result because I'm the best at it. That, you know what? You're wrong. You are wrong. That means that you haven't held the mirror up, looked in the mirror and say, what could I have done differently to get a different result? It's on you. It's been on you the whole time, because I'll tell you, there's a lot of people out there that are able to outsource this type of work and get great results back. It's more on you than it is on them. You're not the best at it. There's people out there that can do it faster, better, stronger than you can for less money. For you to get to the next level, it's time to outsource. It's time to lead. It's time to teach, and you got to stop doing. So I've got a question for you. What can you do today? What can you look at today of all the normal tasks that you do that you can outsource? How can you start building a team around you so you don't have to do all this work yourself? How can you build a team around you where you can increase your output and maintain the same quality? So think about that. What am I doing every day? Make a list and start to pick things off. Say, is this really the best use of my time? Is this really going to get me to the next level? You've got to free up time off your plate so you can focus on getting to the next level and innovating and rising and building a team. And this is a great way to start.